Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. Help support my channel. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers pretty much as soon as possible. So then I go live streaming because YouTube policy, they won't let me go live until I have 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to all the folks out there that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you have not yet, please take this moment now with helping me. Click subscribe. Next, click the bell. And next, click all. This helps you receive a notification when I post my next videos. Plus, click the thumbs up button and every time you watch my videos. If you got value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel by going below and clicking on either my Patreon or PayPal links. If you join my Patreon page, then you'll get early access to these videos 24 hours before they're posted on the YouTube and lots more. If you prefer just leaving a small tip, click on PayPal. Either way, then you get that warm sense of satisfaction years down the line knowing that you helped me become a successful YouTuber.
Sunday, July 31st, 10:04 a.m. to the end of the month market wrap on the broad markets. So U.S. equity market finished its monthly period this past Friday, and the futures market will be finishing this evening because the futures market opens Sunday night at 6 p.m. New York time. First, we'll look at the equity indexes. Again, each candle's monthly. Looking at the S&P 500, it closed as an inside candle. So that just simply means it didn't take out the high or low of the prior trading period. Happens to be a monthly. Yep. It's a solid, it's an empty body equivalent to a green. But it did make a higher low. That's good. NASDAQ 100 closed green for the month. It made a higher high, higher low. So it's outperforming for the month. The S&P 500, again, it's the technology sector and growth stocks most people want to be invested in. Not surprised, is one of the leading, or has been for many, many years, the leading stock index. It also is one of the ones that has sold off the fastest when they think growth stocks are slowing down. Dow Jones Industrial Average, also similar to the S&P 500, inside candle for the month, but made a higher low. The Dow Transports, green for the month. Well, it did make a lower low. It also made a higher high and closed green above. That's good. And the Dow Utilities, inside candle for the month. The Russell 2000, inside candle for the month. So takeaway, right off the bat, the NASDAQ showing strong leadership here. And same with the transportation. Let's go look at the yields. Very important, very important. Yields. Yields reflect the interest rates. And again, the past Wednesday, United States Central Bank, also known as the Federal Reserve, did raise interest rates again. And again, the United States Central Bank has another meeting later this year, near the last quarter of the year, to either change interest rates or leave them alone. So looking here, these three grids, one on the left represents the 30-year, the one in the middle, the 10-year, and the one on the right, 5-year. I'm going to open them up so you look at it independently. Look at here, the 30-year. For the month, it closed red, made a lower, lower, lower high. So when these yields go up, that means interest rates going up. Well, this past Wednesday, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates. So why are we not making a new high on the 30-year? We actually made a lower low. It closed red below. Looking here at the 10-year, same thing. Red, lower low, lower high. And the 5-year, again, lower low, lower high. Off the bat, look at them all. They all took out their prior swing points from several years ago. Let's remove the yellow horizontal line. These were swing highs. And when I zoom in, looking at the currently past several months, that prior month on each of these, huge topping tills, wicks, shadows on top. And because it happens on the top of a trend, those are bearish pin bars, the type of candle form. So understand that interest rates went higher this past week, but yields are going lower. Yeah, something is squirrely there. Something's fishy there because they typically go in sync. It's the bonds, the U.S. Treasuries that trade inverse from yields. So when yields go higher, bonds go lower. So this is an indicator some of us understand as being that way. Maybe the Federal Reserve is almost finishing raising interest rates. Again, this could be the early indicator, but again, they could still continue raising interest rates some more times. So if this is telling us an early warning that interest rates may getting to be turned lower, yeah, we may be closer to the end of bad times for this duration. Again, this duration might last a few more months or another 2 years. Again, but it's interesting what's telling us here that potentially we could see interest rates being brought down sooner than later, which is good, But if you're investing in fixed income, let's just say US bonds, well, that would mean the US bonds, fixed income, we might be at the high or near the high of the yields offered. So if you want to have those fixed income bonds, might be behoove you consider doing that now than later, because again, as those yields go lower, you would be collecting less money on those bonds. All right, enough on this. This is discussed further on other videos. Let's go look at the US dollar, which is affected by the interest rates. So as the US raises interest rates, it strengthens the US dollar. Well, look at the US dollar for the month. Did make a higher high, higher low than the prior month. Huge wick till on the top, rejected. Let's zoom out further. Let's go to max. All the way back here. In 2002, that was a swing high. We tested it, rejected it, and closed below it. So this could be interpreted as a bearish pin bar up here. And if you're bearish and expect the US dollar to go lower, you could be shorting it. I am short the US dollar. I've been swing trading on and off the inverse stock ETF. I mentioned that in my past videos. Yep, doing the stock and the options. So want to expect this may be going lower. Well, this is going lower, but the US interest rate's going higher still. Yeah, that's interesting. That's let's just say a very informative what's occurring here. Very interesting. Looking at Bitcoin. Yeah, inside candle for the month. Also, that prior month was a huge impulse move down, bearish. This might be a bear flag pattern forming. It may potentially see lower lows on the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. And just one comment I'll say here. There's a cryptocurrency called stablecoin. Yeah, it's in terrible shape. It's funny they call it stablecoin when it's getting smacked down. Again, many of these cryptocurrencies have been pumping dumps, and they are still pumping dumps, many of them. There are better investment financial instruments than cryptocurrencies. Good opportunity, good job at it. If you bought them at the lows and sold them above the highs, that was the better strategy. Buying them here, Let's go on to the next. Look at the broad currencies, the major currencies that represent, or major currencies that are in the US dollar. Looking here at the euro, looking here, long duration. Let's zoom in. Euro, lower high, lower low. Trend is down, but again, bunch of buyers stepping here, showing you demand zone. So the euro represents the largest percentage of the US dollar index. Don't forget, again, lower low, lower high. Japanese yen, it closed green, made a lower low, lower high, but it closed green. And it closed inside the prior month, where the euro, closed below. They both made new lows for the year. Let's look at the British pound. It also closed red, lower, lower, lower high. huge tail on the bottom. What's that saying is potentially, well, we already have buyers showing coming in here, and if things turn higher, then they're right. Canadian dollar closed green, made a lower high, but closed inside the prior body. That's good. Swiss franc, one of the safe haven currencies. Again, Japanese yen, US dollar, and Swiss franc safe haven currency. So Swiss franc, inside candle for the month, indecision. Yep. Again, higher lows. Certainly people are buying the Swiss franc here. It's showing you higher lows, demand's coming in. Again, it could roll over such as any currency, but again, there are buyers buying here for safe haven currencies. And the Australian dollar, green for the month, but it still made lower high. So the takeaway is, as we see, only one of them is showing here to actually made a higher low, the Swiss franc. And all the other ones did make a lower high. Interesting where the value is here. But again, they all also showing those huge wicks on the bottom that buyers are stepping in here. So you can either trade these bullish or go to the US dollar and trade the bearish. Now let's look at some commodities. Energy, dirty fossil fuels, crude oil. Red for the month, lower high. Big wick on the bottom at this demand zone where buyers are stepping in. And the current trend is down, lower high. Natural gas, huge trading range for the month. Impressive, very impressive, huge trading month. Yep, I would not be buying up here. I think it's way over high, way overextended. Let's go look at the other commodity, metals. The most popular, gold. Gold closed red for the month, lower low, lower high, huge tail on the bottom, bullish pin bar down here. Nice. Rejected this demand zone and closed above it. That's good. Silver, same thing. Huge tail on the bottom, rejecting this demand zone, buyer stepping in there. Platinum, similar. Yep, same thing. And copper. Yep, red for the month, but again, bunch of buyers stepping in here. Let's look at the other commodity, agricultural, your grain products, your livestocks, the stuff that you're consume. Corn, red for the month, hit a lower high, little tiny body, has a dodgy candle or a dragonfly. Wheat, also red for the month, lower high. So those two commodity prices are declining. Soybean, green for the month, lower high, but rejected this demand zone, buyer stepped in there. Now let's look at the livestock, live cattle. Green for the month, made a higher high, higher low. This big demand zone, buyers have been stepping in there. Feeder cattle, interesting. Green for the month, higher high, higher low. Look at that. This huge impulse move down, midpoint. We tested it, broke above it, closed above it. Nice. So if you're on the bullish side, you're doing well. Now, I was mentioning this several times in the past. So we already had an early warning that this was occurring. If you were following me on the Patreon page, you're well aware of these things. Yep. So this has been acting stronger than the live cattle. And hog, green for the month, higher high, higher low, huge impulse move up. Many thanks for watching.